Here we go with round 1, game 1, and we are on the play. This hand isn't amazing because we are missing a fetch land, but I think I'll just keep this. We can cast everything in our hand, and if we draw an extra land, we actually have a very fast start. So the plan is, of course, to get a Deathray Chain down, and then depending on what happens, we'll react to our opponent's plays. Don't think it makes a difference whether we play the Blackcleave Gifts or the Temple Garden, but I don't want him to know or suspect that I don't have a fetch land, so I'm not starting with Temple Garden here. Now, Inquisition is not the worst. He plays a Swamp, so I don't really know what he's up to. Doesn't look like a combo deck though, which means that it might be possible to play the Inquisition later and settle for Lotus Cobra now. Yes, I don't want to expose my Tarmogoyf unnecessarily, but playing the Cobra means I get 2 power on the board, and any land is going to give me a very good turn 3. It's possible that he's playing some kind of Smallpox deck. Yeah, he just cast it, so I think I want to discard Deathray Chain here, because the Cobra... Oh, no, I thought I was gonna sacrifice Deathray Chain, but now that Smallpox resolves, I'm gonna have 2 lands for Deathray Chain, so I definitely need to have this in play. And that means I will have a land and the mana from Deathray Chain, potentially 2 mana next turn for a Tarmogoyf, or 2 of the other spells. Lightning Bolt seems kind of bad. I think I'm going to discard that. Deathray Chain looks truly amazing here. The question is if we actually run out a second one. Land would still be very good. Okay, so we have 3 mana available if we use the Shame for mana. Alternatively, we can just play 1-drop and use Deathray Chain to exile the Bloodghast. Given that Deathray Chain is kind of the best card I can think of in this matchup, I think I'm going to go for that. And we can still get a green with Marsh Flats. Overgrown Tomb is our only option that's left to us, but I think that's fine. Don't think we are going to lose because of the life gain, so going to exile a creature and drop another Deathray Chain. If we don't let him gain any advantage of these Smallpoxes and so on, then we should be fine. Now another Deathrite is interesting. Let's see what he has first to decide on our further actions. Probably just dumping our hand here. Wow, that's a lot of confidence. I think I'm just going to take Lingering Souls and exile it, because I'm not scared of him dropping all confidence. That would mean he loses pretty quickly to the Deathrite Shamans, and taking one of them doesn't really accomplish much. So this is a black. Then I'm just going to run out the Shaman. It's possible that he has another Smallpox, but if not, then I'm gonna have my hand empty next turn, and then I should be fine. I think I still block here despite him losing slowly but surely, simply because I won't ever need 3 Deathrite Shamans. Thoughtseize could just take the last confident he has, and if he has drawn anything, that's also fine. Don't really see a reason not to play it. That's a Death Cloud, very interesting. Lose X life and so on. Yeah, I'm just going to take that instead. I feel like this Tarmogoyf, if it survives, should prove very good at winning this game. I might be wrong, I have no idea what he's actually up to, so... That's a very good draw, which we can even cast. So I'm just going to attack him. I'm not scared of Liliana's +1, and I don't want him to cast, be able to cast another Liliana if he has it. So there's actually no reason to attack her. All these Deathwatch Chains have been amazing in this matchup. It's not a Confident, which would be very good also, but now that we've found the Lingering Souls, I think we should be in a pretty good position. Okay, he has a Lingering Souls of his own, so things are a little different. He was also able to weaken my Tarmogoyf virtually by not sacrificing that Marsh Flats, but now he discarded Godless Shrine, so I guess we are even. This looks like a pretty easy flashback on Lingering Souls. And then I might want to attack Liliana here, but not with Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf is going to hit him definitely, and I think that makes it pretty easy to just go with everything on him. So it does give him an option to kill my Tarmogoyf, but I'm going to eat 4 of his creatures, and he would have to block with all of them. So that's a pretty good deal, pretty good trade. What I could do is attack Liliana with some of my spirits, but I don't think I'm going to lose if he doesn't block the spirits anyway, so there's no reason to attack Liliana. I can keep open black-green to either gain life or let him lose 2 with our Deathrite Shame. He found a Bloodghast, so that dealt him 2. It might come back, or he might try to get it back, but I can still eat it with Deathrite. If that's even what I want, I'm not too sure. Okay, he's gaining 2 from Kitchen Things. That's fine. And playing another Confident, that's pretty aggressive. We are well ahead in the race here. It's possible that he just wants to chump block Tarmogoyf, but not really. There isn't anything I'm too afraid of. I could pulse both Confidents to not let him chump block, but then I don't have the mana to activate Deathrite, so which is much more important, letting him lose some life. I almost feel like not attacking is better here, because if he blocks with Confident he takes less damage, and if he blocks with Kitchen Things I have to use Deathrite to gain 2 and he still stays on 7. But if I say go, then he just takes damage from both of his Confident triggers, and I can let him lose more life with Deathrite. We could trade spirits here, but that's actually bad against Liliana. He took 3 from Liliana there, and another 1 from Inquisition, so don't really know if he has much outs. Another kitchen things means he's going to survive. Interestingly, he attacks with one confident but not with both. Don't quite get that, but whatever. Zero and 3. Okay, interesting. He's playing a Smallpox Lingering Souls deck with a lot of discard, of course, kitchen things, and don't even know if we have that much to board in. Let's see. Our own kitchen things certainly seem pretty good. I'm still not sure if I need to remove his graveyard or something. My Death Red Chain should actually be pretty amazing. Boom Bust doesn't look too good, simply because he's on the Smallpox plan, which means that it's kind of difficult to also go for his mana. But it's not completely unreasonable, because we can play the boom part without really losing a land, thanks to our fetch lands if we time that correctly. So might just leave this in depending on what we want here. Lightning Bolt isn't amazing. We might not want all the discard, but only some of them. And I'm not too sure about the Dismembers. These seem like the weakest removal spells if he doesn't board in anything completely crazy. Keeping in Maelstrom Pulse against his Lingering Souls, certainly. So that's quite a lot of cards we can do without. Like I said, I don't know if I like Liliana, but at the very least it deals with a single creature that's left over, and it's amazing to have a Planeswalker after he Death Clouds. So kind of like Liliana, I like Maelstrom Pulse, and I like the kitchen things. That looks to me like the cards I want to board in, and none of the expensive cards like Batterskull, because he's attacking our mana pretty effectively. Also going to leave in the discard, I think, simply because we don't really want to play against Death Cloud with our deck. When we board like this, the question is if we still have enough solutions to our Dark Confident, or if it's just wrong to try to go for any kind of mana denial, if we could just be bolting people. And that's potentially what we should be doing instead. It kills him, it kills confidence, and it seems more important than killing lands in this matchup. So if I'm down to 2 Boom Busts, I might actually want to go down even further, because 2 don't really accomplish all that much in this matchup. So I'm going to take these out and just go for regular magic cards instead. And we have a very good hand. Not mulliganing. He might have discard, but that doesn't make it worse to keep this hand. Actually, makes it better to keep a 7-card hand. Inquisition, probably taking Deathrite Shame here, I would guess. This is the best card against him, and he basically can't let it live. No, he took the Cobra instead. Interesting. Now we have a Godless Shrine in hand. It's possible that he's trying to follow up with a Smallpox to actually blow us out, but if it takes a Deathrite Shame, it's still a fair trade, because he spent the Smallpox and we lost the creature. But what I'm going to do is offer him this Godless Shrine. because I want to make sure I can still fetch the best mana possible. Yeah, it looks like it is in fact smallpox here. We can get rid of one of the goyfs. And then drop another Deathrite Chain. I'm aggressively offering up my white sources because I think that these aren't the most important. Okay, at least he won't be able to smallpox this turn. And I'm going to Inquisition to get some more information on what's going on. Okay, his hand is just lands. That's pretty awful. So we always want a black source in play, but we can only fetch Overgrown Tomb for that. Otherwise we would have to take Stomping Ground, but we need to have a second black for Liliana. So this is actually not really an option. Liliana's -2 ability isn't going to be great against the Bloodghast, but if we draw another mana, we might be able to exile it with death. No, we need 5 mana basically if we want to use Deathrite Shame's ability to get rid of Bloodghast, but we can +1 Liliana and then make him sacrifice Bloodghast at some point. He does attack here because it doesn't cost him anything, but still not an attack I will ever let through. He drew another Flagstone, so he get some deck thinning, but he's still at 3 lands in hand. And we actually drew a mana source, so we can start ticking up Liliana without much of a cost. And what we are giving up is an attack for 3, but Tarmogoyf blocks the Bloodghast just nicely, protecting us from both further Death Clouds and his own Liliana, which sounds pretty good. I'm not going to remove lands just for the fun of it. They are a resource for me and he can't really use them. Now he has a fetch land in play. I won't ever get the well, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get the Bloodghast. So I'm probably just going to continue ticking this up. John Charm is interesting, but not great. I would like to deal 2 to each creature, but that kills my Deathrite Chain, which I've said before is very important here. So let's see what we can do. We could try to exile his graveyard at some point. I would love to deal some damage here, just because that has to be our main path to victory. So I'm going to try to put as much pressure on him as possible by attacking with both of these. Life totals should be pretty important in this matchup, as we've seen in game 1. He might always draw a Lingering Souls, and then I won't be able to deal any more damage. So any damage I deal now is worth quite a bit, and making my Tarmogoyf really large means that he's never going to be able to well, he isn't going to be able to let it through anymore. And he's actually afraid of Liliana and prefers to take her down rather than attacking me down to 8. Okay, maybe that Damnation explains it, but I still don't know if I agree. And we draw very, very well once again here. That's the perfect follow-up, taking away his last card. Okay, it's a Bloodghast, so he might just get them back. Don't want to discard the Cobra, so I'm just going to play her instead of the Lingering Souls. Now there shouldn't be too many cards that save him. I think his best draw is a Lingering Souls with Flashback, and that still loses him the game. Okay, I won the tournament. It's only a 2-man tournament, but still, that's pretty nice. I don't think he wants to play against Jund with his deck, but especially this version is really hard to beat for him.